Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday, August the 4th. Welcome to our Zoom call. First Tuesday of the month, 5th. First Tuesday of the month. We always love to celebrate the accomplishments of our health coaches from last month. We call them the rank up calls. In Take Shape for Life, we have ranks that just indicate how the number of people that we're serving. So we're so excited. We have a brand new executive director, and we'll just turn it over to you, Dee Corchin. Will you introduce Julie Apple?
Sure, it's my pleasure to introduce Julie. It's been kind of fun get to introduce Julie on the past couple of rank up calls. So Julie joined us back in February as a health coach and has just been very consistent and intentional about growing her Take Shape for Life business. And I was so happy she attended National Convention with us in July. And before we even started the month, she pretty much said this was going to be her month and did what it took. So it's with great joy to announce Julie as our newest executive director, and we'll let her share.
Ew. You got it, Julie? You want to unmute, or I can unmute you?
There we go.
I unmuted you for you. So Julie, tell us a little bit about what you attribute your success to.
You know, I would probably say that it's mostly, like Dee just said, being intentional. I think every single month when I start the month, I kind of lay out, because I do personal training with a lot of my clients that are on the program. But I also set out exactly each week I literally lay out people that I want to connect with, people that I've met, people that I know on Facebook. So I make a list every month of people that I want to talk to. So I either send them a Facebook message, or I message them about going for a walk, meeting for a walk one day, or meeting for coffee, whatever it is. I just plan every month who I want to talk to and basically plant seeds.
So tell me, what does that look like? What do you say to somebody? So it's a friend of yours, say it's not a client necessarily. What's one of your clients, and what did you say, and how did that go? How did that conversation go? How did that go?
So usually, I think when I first started my business about 1.5 years ago, I wanted to basically, my perspective is I wanted to recruit cheerleaders for my business and for helping people. So the way I've kind of gone about it is, hey, I would love to meet you and tell you more about what's going on with my business. And would you want to meet for a coffee one day, or let's meet at the Greenway and we can walk and talk. So it's usually more of taking the perspective, I want to tell you about what's going on, how my business is growing, tell you more about my client success. And so I frame it that way versus, hey, I know you need help. Let me help you. And I think being a personal trainer, I have a little bit of an advantage because people know that Julie, if you need to lose weight, call Julie because she can help you. But they don't know necessarily that I'm doing Take Shape for Life, and I don't just blast that to everybody. I let people start asking questions first.
Love it. Love it. So you're busy, like say you have a personal training business, and you have, obviously other things in your life, a personal life. How do you manage your time? And that's one question. And then the other part of that is, what makes you devote the time to your Take Shape for Life business? Because it is a choice in the mix of everything else.
Yep. I think the way that I go about it is I'm very much list oriented. So usually before I go to bed every single night, I make a list of the things I need to take care of the next day. So I just make a checklist and people that I need to call, clients I need to check in with. So I'm very much list oriented. And I feel like if I can have my day planned out before I go to bed, I'll have a much more successful day. So I lay it out pretty much.
So it sounds like you lay it out at the beginning of the month. It sounds like you lay it out at the beginning of the week, and it sounds like you lay it out at the beginning of the day.
Every single day, yep.
Well, folks, that's what it's not magic, rocket science, right? So that's wonderful. All right, and then you talked about a little bit about how you acquired some of your clients. They are your personal training clients, but where else have other clients come from for you?
You know, it's been an interesting mix. I think this past month I had more come from referrals than any month yet, which was awesome. One day I went to train a client that she's been on the program since May. I met her playing tennis, and she and I were playing a tennis match, and she found out I was a personal trainer, and she's like, oh my gosh, I was looking today. I need help. So I ended up coaching her. That started in May, and I train her. I see her once a week. Well, her daughter happened to be in town from Boston the day I went to train her, and her daughter needs to lose about 50 pounds. So she was like, can you stick around a few minutes afterwards and talk to my daughter? So sure enough, they spent the weekend talking more together. I stayed with them and talked, and I actually took her measurements and talked to her more about her goals while we were together. And I told her, man, I would hate it if you decided to start the program and I didn't do this with you since you're in town. So I kind of like just went ahead and assumed that she was going to start. And then on Monday she texted me and said, okay, what do I need to do? I want to start. So it's really just been one little person. The next person sends their friend or their family.
Love that. And I love that you met them just randomly. The first person was random, and then the daughter, but you also put it out there that I want to work with you. I want to help you. You know, I want you to be on this. I want to be on this journey with you. That was how you made her feel. And obviously she gave her time to think about it, but love that. Love that. And then what's been the most fun and rewarding thing about what you've been doing with Take Shape for Life?
I think I thought about this the other day, how it is so awesome every single day when I get to check in with clients, and everybody, I mean, there's of course the negative people, and there's the ones that are struggling and can't quite get their mindset right. But every day I pretty much have the best texts coming in, the best phone calls, and everybody's like, I love this. I feel so much better. I actually feel free. I don't feel deprived. I feel like I can do this. I feel like there's hope. I mean, so every day to hear that positive like perspective from people, I mean, it's a gift literally to have those calls with people every day and every week.
And how is that different? Because you did help people in the weight loss realm, in the personal training realm. How is it different than it was before you implemented Take Shape for Life into your personal training practice?
That's such a good question. And I ask clients that, like people that I've trained, I'm like, well, why is this different for you? I think I would attribute to they are learning new habits. It's the mental and the emotional and the education part, and it's putting them on a program. It's setting them on a path, and they know exactly what to follow and what to do. So it's not me trying to force them to do anything. It's them saying, I'm ready to follow this path, and I'm just leading them down that path. And they can do it. And there's hope for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Dee, do you have anything else that you want to add? And I'm sure if anyone has any questions, is there anything in the chat? Let's see if anyone has any questions thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Julie? Well, we'll maybe get them later. And I'm sure they did. You can always post them on Team Palace also.
Yeah, feel free to message me. One thing I was going to add is today I got a text that it just made my day. One of my clients that just started like a week ago, she said her husband texted her and said, do you want me to get pizza for dinner tonight? And she texted me this and she said, nope, I already have salmon and steak thawing out and green like beans or veggies on the like thawing for dinner tonight. So I have been telling her and giving her the encouragement, you're leading your family, make wise choices, help guide the family. And I just loved hearing that from her text today.
That is too cool. That is too cool. Many people say, oh, well, my husband had me do this, or my husband taught I had to do this because my son wanted me to have ice cream. And it's like, that I love the way you showed her how to empower her family instead of being dragged along to, not make choices. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Julie. It's very exciting to have you on our leadership team now. Now you'll be in the Palace Power team, and we're just so excited to have you.
It's definitely fun. Thanks.
Thank you. So let's go. We can't see her, but Liz Hilton, would love for you to introduce our newest manager, one of our new managers, Kara. Kara, you're relatively new, last 2 months with us, and so can you, Liz?
Can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, guys. Wish I could see my computer. I'm borrowing a computer, and it doesn't have the best so I thought it would be less distracting this way. So I am super excited to introduce Kara. She's been on the calls a couple of weeks, so you've seen her before. Kara's a friend of mine from church, and she became a coach in June. We started talking just naturally about health. She's a health enthusiast in general, and a marathon runner. So she came into the program a little bit differently, wanted to just create some healthy habits in her life. And now she went right past senior coach to manager in July, which was really exciting. And she's been doing some great work at sharing it with family and friends. So Kara, so glad to have you. And Susan, do you want me to ask some questions, or do you want to pose them?
If you have well, you can go for it.
So we talked a couple of things, Kara, about what you've been doing to get to manager in that short period of time. You want to share those?
Oh, sure. Well, I think I have to attribute most of it to Liz because because I set like a big audacious goal first, right? So I set a big goal of what I want to do with Take Shape for Life. And then Liz said, okay, let's take that big goal and now let's break it into monthly goals and then break it into weekly goals. So similar to Julie, I'm a big list maker. So every week I kind of create my list of what my goals are and who I want to talk to. And so I think that's it. It's Liz keeping me on track and Liz checking in with me 2 to 3 times a week to see how I'm doing, give me ideas, answer any questions that I have.
Love it. Kara, one of the things you mentioned, is when we're trying to reach an audacious goal, and I learned this from somebody at Take Shape for Life, and she said she talked to her coaches that were trying to reach ED. She would talk to them every day, and I would go, every day? What do you mean talk to them every day? She says, well, it's like birthing a baby. And it really is. Any kind of goal is something that you really have to overcome momentum, create it. So thanks for sharing what it really takes.
No, and it really does help a lot because when I start to lose steam or think, nah, I can't do this, or some other shiny object gets in my way, when Liz calls and check, it really does help. It really does.
Well, and one other thing I wanted to mention, Kara, can you say a little bit about what happens when you got a couple of people who didn't take you very seriously, or share with some people, you didn't take them at face value. You didn't take it personally when they said something, made a joke about what you were doing. You stuck with them, how they became clients.
Right. Yes. And it's hard. Like, I'm new, right? So I'm kind of just learning how to talk about this, and I'm still on my own, kind of journey of figuring all this out. And so, like, for instance, one of my, I'm comfortable sharing what I'm doing with my closest friends and family, but the 2 of them, actually 3 of them, initially, like, well, what kind of a meal plan would have you pick fruit off your salad? Or I could never do anything meal replacement, or it seems like you're in a cult now. Like, that's all you talk about, so it, and I let it go. I'm like, I'm doing what works for me. I've had success. I feel passionate about this. All 3 of them are clients now. One of them being my daughter, who's newly 17 years old. In 2 days, she'll be 17. And she really was making fun of me and making fun of the food and how I was eating. And I said, I told her, I'm like, Liz said, I just need one more client to reach the next level. And it doesn't have to be a big order. I just need one more client. And my daughter, Ellie, said, I'll do it. I said, I don't want to force you into it. She's like, no, I want to do it. She's like, I want to start making healthier choices. So it was a huge victory for me.
That's amazing. I just love that. It's so true. It takes a little while to become what we call bulletproof, where, when we do have to always, people are going to be naysayers. They're going to be naysayers about, packaged food. They're going to be naysayers, and I love what you said. What you know it helped you, and it could help someone else, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
And then to influence your daughter and impact her life.
Well, and it's just time. The change that I want to make in our own household, I want to help other moms make too. Like, I'm totally guilty of the goldfish crackers, the chips in the house. Like, it's time to just make that change in my house. And then that's what I get passionate about, is making that change in other people's houses too. Kind of like what Julie was talking about with the salmon and the steak and the, like that, it's time. It's time that we own what I wrote down, said that food works for us, not against us. Like, let's make food work for us and not against us.
If I tweeted, that would be a good thing.
I do, but nobody follows me on Twitter. So
I will. From now on, you say things like, I'm going to follow you, right? I am on it. But, well, listen, you're busy. So you have other jobs. You have other business. You know, you have your family. You have another job. What makes you choose to put time regularly to make this happen? Because it didn't happen in one time, sitting down for 2 hours to do it. You did consistent over time for a month or two.
Right. No, and I've been burning both ends of the candle, trying to learn everything I can. But I think one thing that I really like about Take Shape for Life and being a health coach is that I like talking to my friends and family anyway, right? So now it doesn't feel like an interruption of my day or, oh, I should be doing this or I should be doing that. Like, I actually do enjoy checking in with people and talking to them. And now it feels like, it feels right. And it feels like, so it's just easier to make time for. Or when, like, I don't feel annoyed when phone calls come in anymore of, oh, I don't have time to talk to that, I don't have time to talk to that person right now. Now it's like, you know what? It's another opportunity for us to connect, create a relationship. And I like that. I like that. So, but again, it is hard to, and then I try to read, as Liz knows, I try to read my chapters of the book at night. I try to, catch up on the training before I go to bed. So it is a lot to fit in, but I'm passionate about it. So it doesn't feel like work.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, isn't it great? Like, sometimes I'll be out to lunch with someone and I'll be telling them what I'm doing, and then they'll be interested and they'll become a client. I wouldn't have thought that they would be a client. And I go, this is work. Like, I'm just having lunch with someone who I like, and this is work,
Right.
So I love what you just said. I understand that completely. Well, very cool. And then what do you find fun or reward? You've already said so much about, what the rewards you've gotten from helping others. And what do you find fun and what's fun? Anything else you want to add?
No, I think like I said to Liz, I don't feel like I found Take Shape for Life. I feel like it found me, because it brings together so much of what I believe in and I'm passionate about. So I'm really passionate about this program.
Well, thank you very much, Kara. That gave me chills. And I had the same, feelings too. So thank you so much. I know we'll be hearing a lot from you, and we're so glad you're part of our team.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Well, all right. Well, Miss Joy, you have a brand new, I'm going to unmute you, manager, and we've just watched her story. And we watched her transform on Facebook, and now she's with us today as a new manager. So can you please, introduce Kristen?
I would love to. Kristen is, it's really, I was thinking about this a minute ago, and I knew that when she had made up her mind that this is what she wanted to do and this was going to be for her, she hadn't even, I don't even think she had really started the program yet, or she may have been in her first week, and I brought her a water bottle. I brought her the TSF water bottle, which I don't know, where did those go? Because I would like to still order those. But anyway, that we can't find them on the website. But I handed her this bottle and I said, you know what? I have big plans for you. Because I just knew in my heart that she would just take this and run with it, and she has. And so I'm very excited that she's become a manager in her second month, I think. So she's right behind me. I'm worried that she's going to get to ED before I do. That's the problem. So I got to stay out in front of her. I love her to death. And Kristen, I can't see you because I need to push my button. Okay, there she is.
Yeah.
Take it away, Kristen.
I unmuted you, Kristen. So yes, Kristen. So tell me, what do you think you attribute your success to?
I think one, every single day, and speak word. People see that I'm emotionally, spiritually. It's it's people want.
Kristen, we don't have the sound, but you're breaking up, so we only get every other word that you're saying. I don't know how we can hear you the whole way. Let's see.
Is that better?
It is.
It's just saying, live it.
Oh, you live it every day.
So people need to fit the emotion, the change within paycheck to know, and when you feel good, want to shout box. So,
All right, we're not catching everything, but what we heard was that when you feel good, you want to shout from the rooftops and you attract people. And that is so true. Has anyone noticed? And this is another thing. I learned this from the same person that talked every day to their coaches when they're making unique, is that when your waistline shrinks, your business grows. And so, and if you find yourself business kind of shrinking and not doing as well, like, take stock of your waistline, take stock of where maybe you've gotten off your path. And you don't have to have, be at your tiniest weight ever, but moving forward in health, like you're saying, makes a huge difference.
yeah, you
Right? Okay, repeat.
You are talk and walk, and people see.
Exactly. And like I say, you don't have to be perfect, or you just have to be moving forward.
Exactly. And it's important for people to see that it is, we didn't get this way by, getting this way. And I think when people see that I am overcoming this, it gives inspiration. They can do it as.
So true. You're still breaking up, but I'm going to keep going with you here. Okay, you've got a busy hair practice, and you got a daughter.
Uh-huh.
And so how do you, what makes you choose to take the time to grow your business? Because you're busy as, everybody is.
Because it's a
passion.
The first time in my life with all of my health issues, I feel fantastic. And I want to tell everybody about it.
One second. I'm coming back to you because you're breaking up and I don't want to miss a word of this. So you said that for the first time in your life, with all your health issues, you feel what?
I feel fantastic. And shows. And I want everybody about it. And it's so interesting to me because people are so willing to do these bad diets, but that they think to be true. See, so it works.
Okay, wait. Okay, let me back because we were missing you. So people will do these fad diets. They'll do anything, but they fail to what?
They fail to see that backwards this work. This is effortless.
Well, and once you make the decision, you're right. It is effort. Once you're on this path and moving forward, there is that momentum.
There is.
All right. Okay. I'm going to try and get you. Is everyone else hearing what I'm hearing and not hearing what I'm hearing? Okay, good. So where did some of your clients come from?
The majority of them either my salon or they're clients of mine. So they see me and they say, "What are you doing? Tell me what you're doing." And it's such a who I am now that I love to people about it. Changed my, so I'll talk to anybody about it.
That's awesome. You know, it's very powerful that people see you. And the other thing about that is that they already know you and trust you.
Right.
And the speed of trust is huge. So many times in this business, what you've done in the past, who you've been as a friend or as a teacher or as a person in someone's life, that carries on with you in this business.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? And so you're not just starting from square one. You've got, you know, all that you've been being, who you've been being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, we cannot wait to hear more from you, and we are going to get that internet connection finished, or you're going to come to my house or Joy's house next time to be able to speak so we can catch every single word that you said, because there was gems and pearls and jewels flowing from your mouth. We only caught a few of them, but we're working on abundance, so we'll get more next time. And we just want to thank you so much. Just for, you know, one thing everyone said is making a list. So I think I'd love to have a training or a call on, you know, different systems that work for everybody. But one of the things that I use is I use a index card, or I use a Take Shape for Life pad that I'm excited to help for me 5 new clients and 2 new coaches start their journey to optimal health, you know, this month. This was my last month, and I actually had 2 clients, and I have 2 new coaches. So I wanted 5 new clients. I got 2, and but it's just interesting. One came from a networking group, and the other came from a lead from the company. And so one of the things about reaching executive director by volume, $6,000 frontline volume, is that you get leads from the company. And sometimes they're really good. So it's just really worth it to have that, because it really helps your, you know, stabilize your business. And, you know, so that's what I do. I put lines on paper. And so I keep it by my desk, and then every time I'm going to pick up the phone to do something else, or I'm going to do something, I go, oh, look, I don't have this line filled in yet. And it just focuses my attention. So I think that's a really great technique. And please post on Team Palace what techniques you use that would be really helpful for all of us. And we will see you again next week. Thank you, everybody. Good night.